she's so special though.
Yeah, I know. So I have exceptions. You're like that one. You're like that one KKK member that has the black friend in the fucking documentary, and then he stops being racist.
Oh yeah, I love Mon with all my heart. She is the most beautiful woman that's ever lived, and that I personally met. You know, I know beauty is subjective, and so subjectively, she's the most beautiful woman for me, and I love Mon.
Yeah, so and she has black in her. Without the black.
Oh yeah, I know.
Wouldn't have, especially when it comes to
embrace her.
So, you know,
I embrace her and everything about her, including her flaws and her. Well, I mean, to be quite frank, I mean that she.
Let's be honest, Pepe culturally appropriates her so he can create race hate rooms. He's a piece of shit, low IQ fucking rap.
So she's obviously, I think like whatever her black features are probably some of the best black features, and she probably got some of the best white features, and they mixed together. Here's the thing, this is what's really weird, is people say like, what will the children look like? I'm going to be like brutally honest. When it comes to like mixed race children, when it comes to white and black, they can either be some of the most beautiful women or some of the ugliest women. Okay, it's just like it's super hit or miss. What features are you going to get from which side? If you get the worst features from every side or both sides, I mean that's going to really suck. If you get the best features, full lips, nice thin nose, big eyes, you have some shape to your body that you probably didn't get from your white side. Yeah, it's just like, okay, like you kind of won the lottery there. Or you can just get like the worst features, which I don't need to even explain.
No, let's hear the worst features. I want to.
Okay, small eyes, bell pepper nose, super thin lips. You have no butt, you have no boobs, but yet you're like fair skinned. It just looks really weird.
Bro, Zendaya literally has everything you just said, bro. What do you think? She's one of the most beautiful mixed race women.
That is the most overrated. Zendaya is the overrated woman. I have no idea. I see bitches at Target that look better than her.
Bro, but I'm still, to prove my point, she's still considered one of the most beautiful mixed race.
By who?
In Hollywood.
I mean, I've seen one or two. People have tried to tell me to look at her, and she's attractive-ish. I don't think she's that good looking.
Who are we talking about?
Zendaya.
They're talking about Zendaya, bro. All right, wait, hold on. Let me stop this real quick, bro, because I hear a lot of bullshit coming out of your mouth. Zendaya is fine, right? I don't understand why are you guys gay?
Reed, I'm not saying she's not ugly. My nigga Reed. Okay, what state you live in?
Average. No, she's not average. She's not average. She's not average. She's more attractive than average by far. But if we're to look at who are some really Halle Berry when she was younger, was she a very good-looking biracial woman? Yeah, absolutely. It's like who are you using as the standard?
Go to my page. There's a little notification thing. Click on it, and then you will be made aware that we're going live. We'll be back tomorrow for another space around about the same time, maybe slightly earlier. Appreciate all the panelists. It was an awesome discussion. Awesome conversations. We had a wide range of views. It was golden. This is what makes spaces fun, when you can basically have these kind of debates in a respectful manner. Shout out to Confluence and everybody else who did partake on those conversations. Was golden indeed. Listen, Israel, Andrew, release the files. Appreciate you guys joining in. Appreciate you guys listening, and for sure we will see you next
is Latinas are like, I forget who the economist was. He was just like, why is it that women from underdeveloped countries have such overdeveloped bodies? In other words, big T's and A's. That's a very good question. You look at Hispanic women, they are definitely like more filled out. They're very attractive, but it's also hard to say like how much of it is because they pop out children at such a frequent rate, starting in their 20s, that they end up kind of like bottoming out by midlife.
You guys are thinking of so Pepe. What you're talking about is you're specifically talking about like the European Latinas. Like we understand that they have a shelf life. I'm talking about the Afro Latinas. The Afro Latinas don't have to worry about all that white DNA, and they're on the shelf for longer. It's almost like a bottle of wine. They're the best fucking mix I've ever seen ever. Afro Latinas. The worst mix is
but
actually
who's that
Indians and
one
black.
girl from Modern Family? Who's that one?
Sofia Vergara.
That's a bad bitch right there.
See, and she's almost 100% European.
When you say a baddie, that's a baddie.
They actually had to color her hair darker to make her look more Latina.
I'm a fan of Blasian. The Blasian women. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the Blasian women,
Come on.
just personally.
Tweaking.
For whatever reason, it's just like I get exotic looks, but then it's just like you got two groups that are just looking a little too exotic, and I don't know what to make of it.
The worst mix I've seen is, have you seen the child of an Indian? I'm not talking about Native American. I'm talking from India. South Asian and black.
Like Kamala Harris.
Like Kamala Harris, but Kamala Harris is kind of multiracial.
I would have fucked Kamala Harris. I mean, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I ain't gonna hold you.
I
Me
hate
too.
that.
Me too.
No, but I'm gonna be real with you. The ugliest mix I see, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, is Asians. I'm sorry, white and Asians are so ugly to me, bro. No.
But no, with the
No,
Asians.
bro, Asians are ugly as fuck to
You said
me.
they look
bro.
down.
But once again, I think you're bringing up like a point where I think half Asian, half white, even though it's not going to be as attractive of a mix if they inherit both of the features. Because I mean, what are the features of Asian women? They're flat-butted, bare-breasted, flat-chested.
Well, okay, wait, easy. Wait, this is
Well, no, what I'm saying in comparison to black women.
Not good. I don't even know. I take that back.
But I mean, they do have like big eyes sometimes if they're
Here's
from
why I
Southeast
said they're ugly,
Asia.
right? Because they oftentimes get the worst of both worlds, right?
Yes, but that's just like I was saying with black and whites. They can get the worst of both worlds.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I see some ugly ass mutts, bro. I see some ugly ass mutts, though. But like,
But some of these Asian women can look.
Asians more often, like they'll get the no ass from the white side, and then like the no titties from the Asian side, and then like their eyes will be normal, but like just the symmetry will be off, and then they're always off. And I feel like they're double awkward. Because you know how some Asian people can be really awkward and white people can be awkward? It's like double the awkward.
Yeah, but sometimes I think that like, but I've seen like half Asian women, half white women that pull off like this super exotic, beautiful look that it's just like, holy shit, you're so hot.
White and Spanish is pretty bad though. White and Spanish is pretty bad.
Well, Spanish is white. You mean like white
Like,
and?
No, like
No, white and Spanish
Mexican.
equals white, bro.
Like
Yeah,
yeah,
what you talking about?
Mexican.
I actually know an attractive half white, half Asian woman. Let me show you guys.
Bringing up that person up.
Like,
Bro, stop moving me down, bitch.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
goddamn.
Leave me alone.
Bro, you started with me in the trash. Go up.
Is this like foreplay? What's going
Bro,
on?
why did y'all mod this creature, bro? Like, what the fuck?
This creature, bro.
Not you being anti-black.
I mean, there are a lot of anti-black people in the room. To be fair.
Yeah, I know.
Niggas hate niggas, bro.
Guys, I'm sorry. But like, I feel like the word anti-black is lost.
Oh my god, Reese, you don't gotta make it a conversation. I'm just saying.
Alright, here we go. Grim, you're so fucking liberal. We can't even have it.
I'm just saying shit.
You're
Come on,
literally
Reese.
trans women are wicked. We can't.
Yeah, don't listen to Grip. Don't listen
Fuck
to
the
Grip.
trannies.
Trans
You know you said fuck what he has. Come on, Reese. I'm moving your ass.
Fuck the fuck the trannies. Fuck
Why do
them.
you want drug fighting for the woman so mad
Why the
already?
fuck do they deserve
You don't listen to
respect?
Grip. Grip believe in Transformers.
we gotta
Hold on,
was
guys.
correct them.
Yeah, there's sheep
Fuck
and wolf
trannies,
clothing.
bro. A
Wait,
bunch of
guys,
confused,
hold on.
mentally ill people.
Yo,
that
Reese,
think
mop me
man
up.
is
Can't
bad.
even serve the military properly. That's why they're getting kicked out.
No, guys, think
Yo,
about it.
mop me up, bro.
Guys,
I got
This
moved out.
is how big.
wait,
This
please,
is
hold
how
on.
big
I
the
gotta say
This
something.
is all Grim's fault. Now she destroyed the
Can
room.
I say something?
Bro, she's fucking up the room.
No, bro, guys, think about it like this. This is how deep the
She
propaganda
moved me
is.
down.
In the early 2000s, cross-dressing was seen as a joke. Like, oh, look at that freak. Now in 2025, these people are getting rights. They're getting rights and they want to be taken serious. That's how deep and far we lost the plot.
Okay, wait, Reese, I just gotta say something.
Man, fuck
To the
Trent.
people who said Asians don't look good, look at my PTR.
What does this got to do with Optimus Prime?
What the hell is that?
The girl in your PTR is
That
pretty.
girl is mid at best.
You know,
She's
Kitty?
not mid. Come on.
No, come on. That's
Man.
mid. Of those that are nice.
Guys, she is beautiful. What are you saying?
I can't find 5 of those out of
No,
Walmart.
I'll give you this, Diamond. She's pretty, but she's not.
Cat.
She's not
Pretty
If
ugly.
you use the term like beautiful, I mean,
You know
I'm
what?
just gonna say like I would be able to find far more like monoracial Asians or white women
She
that
look
are
like a
much
badass
better looking.
rebellious kid. That's what
No, she's good looking. No, she's
Gorgeous.
good looking.
She look like she's from the Fifth Element, bro.
No,
She put the
guys.
house down there too.
Like, so basically-
no one's denying that she's not pretty. She's
Can I
pretty,
get a word
but
out?
she's not a 10. She's like a.
Come on, Reese, you're the doctor. Let us speak.
Can I get a word out? So,
Yeah, please.
this is Anna Cart. She is a half Chinese, half Canadian or Irish actress. Yeah. And
Chinese and
she's
Canadian.
known for her role in To All the Boys I Have Ever Loved trilogy and XL Kitty, this TV show.
She looks like she's from Kids Bop.
No, I think she's attractive.
Diamond, we all think she's attractive. But
Yeah, she's attractive. She's not like. In other words, we were talking about like some of like women that are amongst the most attractive, right? And so like she's as pretty as she is. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with her, but
Yo, say it.
she's not. She's like a 7 or an 8, but we're
Yeah,
talking
she's
about.
7.5.
No 7, no 8. What?
No, not an 8. She's 7.5.
For me,
She's almost at
Ain't
an
no
8.
goddamn 9.
Almost at an 8, but that's a 7.5.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a 5.
Turn that 9 upside down. That's a 6.
I'm giving that
That's a
a 4.5.
No, I think she's a 9.5.
What's
to
the
be
person
honest.
again?
But you have to understand too, Diamond. You have to understand too. So I had this black. He's black, but he was from the Dominican Republic. Like, I don't think he was mixed with any Spanish, but he spoke Spanish fluently and all of that shit. But I remember, like, he was like, "Oh man, she's fine." I was like, "Dude, that is Butterface if I've ever seen one." He's like, he's like, "I don't buy a Coke for the bottle cap. What the fuck are you talking about?" And I was just like, "Okay, well, we see things rather differently." And like, I'm looking at her. She does have a rather barely post.
Magical face. She has a nice face. You can say.
Yeah, but she has like a very
fucking
post.
moving onion, Grim. You
Bro,
dusty
what's the problem?
Oh my god, she has like a barely post-pubescent body. Like she's like kind of like
I can't
she's
even
got the
invite this nigga up no more.
she's got the flat chest.
Bro, get
look
rid
at
of
her.
her moderator badge, bro. She doesn't even need it, bro.
Bro, you don't even tell you.
Grim,
She's
he
not
wasn't
even-
Why are you
talking.
judging though?
He
Come on,
wasn't
I
even
gave her
talking
the
to
one,
you.
bro. Y'all to this. What's the
Yo,
problem with
JB,
you
you
guys?
want to be my enemy so badly. Like, she's moving me down for no reason.
I can't even
Oh
Who's
my
that?
goodness.
Bro, why you gotta censor that though? Like, it doesn't move on with the conversation.
Grim, come on now. He wasn't even talking to you, Sean.
Who
Come
moved
on
somebody
now.
down?
He wasn't even
Bro,
talking
y'all
to
can
you.
just move on with the conversation. I think we're
I'm
all fine.
surprised y'all rated her at 8 though. That's wild.
No, she's not an 8. That's
we
7.5.
said we gave her a
That's
5.
Who's an 8? Who's an 8?
I gave that Asian woman a 7 or an 8. I'm the one. Me, Pepe.
Bro, Diamond
is
fixed
wild.
her. Diamond
Look at my PTR, April. She's
That's a
super pretty.
7.5. That is not an 8.
That's a 7. All the men agree.
Nah, that's a 5. That's a 4.5.
Nah, y'all 4 point is being disrespectful. She a 7.5.
I'm not being
Lizzie,
disrespectful.
you need to be on the same page, Lizzie.
The reason why she's not a 10 is because
I don't know.
she got thin lips. She got thin lips. She got little boobies.
She don't really have it. She don't really have it. She just looks basic, bro. Just
She's a basic bitch from New York.
Okay, but I'm just saying this. I think some of us.
idea of wild sex is just lying on their stomach.
Yeah, she like the starfish, man.
She don't look like she can fuck, but she look like.
I'm just saying though, like some of us like appreciate a pretty face more than the rest of the body.
Her face is not even pretty.
It is pretty. It's pretty.
Okay, here's the question. No. Here's the question. She's not ugly, but if you were in a crowd, would she stand out? And the answer is she would blend in with everybody else.
No, she wouldn't.
Like if I went to Yo Pepe, if I went to the mall and I saw her, I wouldn't do a double take because of her beauty. I'd be like, oh, that's cute.
I wouldn't do a double take either, but I would notice her and I would say like, oh, she's pretty. Okay, but the thing is though, is that but hold on a second, this is where we're being biased. The rate at which you would generally notice a woman is be like, oh, she's pretty. It's not 1 out of 10.
Let's make it simple. What would you rate her out of 10?
I said a 7 to an 8.
Yeah, and that's what all the men said. All the men agree that she's a 7. Some people think it's a
I think she's a 10 out of 10, to be honest.
She's gaslighting.
Oh my God!
Okay,
guys,
so if
not
you want to like,
everybody is a 10 out of 10. Guys, a 10 doesn't exist. A 10 is perfect. 10 does not exist.
Okay, so if you,
That's a 10.
I'll write it down.
10 does not exist. You can get close to a 10. 9.9.
10s exist.
fine. Okay. I would say this: if you want to see like a 10 out of 10, in my opinion, a 10 out of 10. Look up Monica Bellucci, Monica, and then it's BELUCCI. Okay, when she was younger, like in the early 2000s, she was somebody I would personally find. Of course, this is where it's
I just found
subjective.
a photo. And it's
You know what? You just need to have one from every category. You need to have, you know what I'm saying, what's her face from Fresh Prince, the new one. You know what I'm talking about?
Green, I'll write it down.
So,
oh my God, Diamond, no one cares about that ugly Asian.
She looked like the type of chick who would serve me a Corona at the bar, bro, and I'll forget about it.
Really, you do, bro.
okay, look up Diamond. Look up Monica Bellucci.
Oh, I know Monica Bellucci.
Okay,
She's
okay.
so beautiful.
Yes, she's somebody I would say is about a 10 out of 10 when she was younger. To me, but that of course is my type.
I will show you guys a Blasian woman. Her name is Karuchi Tran.
She got
She's a model. Look at this.
No,
picture.
type in honey gold. That's a nice Blasian. Honey gold.
Okay,
Why
look at my
biracial?
Why
is
PTR
it
now.
not safe for work?
It is not.
Oh yes, that's a nice woman right there. That's a 9 right there.
That's an 8.5 soft 9. That's an 8.5.
That's my type.
That's a borderline like 10 right there. So
No, I say a soft 9.
That's a savings account right there.
We can't see it no more.
no,
Yeah, I'm
but
going to show a
between
different picture.
that baddie, that basic bitch that you posted.
She looks kind of ghetto though.
Wait a minute.
Just because she has darker skin.
Yo, Pepe crazy, bro.
No, Pepe,
How much
she's
energy does
beautiful.
it take to be racist 24/7?
Hey, but what's her name?
Karuchi Tran.
How old is she?
Oh, Caruso.
Yeah,
He wants you to spell it out for her or him so he can jerk off. to her.
okay, it's
Nah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yo, she a baddie.
I'm not a retard. What was she with? Chris Brown at one point?
yeah.
She alright.
She's gorgeous.
This is what I give like a 7.
Yeah, I give her I'll even give her. She looks like somebody if you were like really horny and you wanted to fuck, maybe you'd want to prefer her, but is like the aesthetic with her.
Wasn't she with Chris Brown?
Yeah. And so like this is a woman that I don't find prettier than the other woman.
I think she's at least one
Except
point
with another
above
person
that
dating
right
to be relevant. So
Doesn't she make her own music though? Sissy.
I don't know.
Yeah, she
Hello, Captain.
Hey.
Yeah, that's like
what
cute
y'all
ass
consider.
bitch.
It just seems like what a 10 is to a woman is a woman that I feel like is prettier than me, maybe, or like it's just like objectionably not ugly, so I'm gonna just call them a 10 because they're not ugly.
Yo, April, who's in your picture?
Who asked that? Who said that?
Who's in your picture?
Some girl on Instagram. I don't know.
That's a cute ass bitch.
Who's the native woman?
That's a 10 right there.
John, who's the native woman in your picture like that?
Nah, you know what? But she
It's an indigenous
Those
black
cities are
American.
obviously fake, bro.
It's indigenous black American.
Yeah, it look like her titties decided not to be together.
Yeah, no, those are obviously
That
fake.
shit was wild.
Those are obviously fake.
Do y'all care about fake titties? Because I'm
I don't like
I
fake.
prefer-
That's a
I prefer
deal
not to.
breaker. I don't like fake.
Exactly. I like
That's a
real
deal
shit.
breaker.
Yeah, dude, I grew up in Scottsdale. I'm used to fake titties.
Yeah.
And so I would just say this: there is something that looks like, if you look at like old movies where the women would go topless, or even just look at like in Europe where they didn't really censor titties as much. There is like an aesthetic that is. I do think that like natural breasts, especially if they're big breasts, are far more attractive than these brown silicone ones. And when it comes to Latin Americans, they have a very high rate of like plastic surgery, and plastic surgery is a lot cheaper there. And I don't know. To me, it's just it comes off as trashy.
Pepe, I see through you, nigga. I see through you.
The fake titties be shape shifting when you do doggy style, though. Yeah, that
They shape shift all the time. But like when you have like these fat cells that are kind of like, there's a little bit more. I wouldn't even say more buoyancy, because in a weird way you have like this silicone thing juggling under your skin, but like your fat cells, they're more like.
Can we get to the hair weaves and the fake eyelashes already?
What do you got? This is a 10. We're being honest.
She hot. She like Selena Gomez.
This is the Miss Contestant from Chile.
She's like a 9.
We're talking.
I will let her have my babies.
Listen, so when we're talking like 10s, her name is. I'll give you her name. It is
I'm not gonna
Amelia
lie.
Diaz.
Bro, she like a drag.
Wait, Captain, find a black woman who's a 10.
Well, she's like a 9.
Okay, Amelia Diaz. So that's like a 10 for like Hispanic women, right? When people are talking about like, oh, that's what it is. That's the level they're talking about.
I think Hispanic women can be better looking than her. I think Hispanic women can definitely be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Hispanic women, they got the blessing of having some of that booty scratcher gene in them. So, like, they got the face of Europeans, but then they got the body of just.
But a lot of them have like fuller lips than white people. I'm just telling. This is some of the things I've noticed. They have some of the fuller lips. They tend to have like the big booty Latina thing is a meme for a reason, because there's like a grain of truth to it. They do kind of. They're filled out a little bit differently.
Ladies, stop getting lip filler. Take that fat ass to the gym instead.
Adrian, please.
But no, there's definitely in the face. A lot of like, I'll just say Mexican women. Is I growing up in Phoenix, going to Mexico like dozens and dozens of times. No, a lot of the women are. I would say like they're naturally attractive.
Mexican women?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I see through you, nigga. Let me tell you something, bro. I know for a fact you be watching African long titty fucking water buffalo porn. That's you are an undercover. You love black. That's what I'm starting to realize. Though.
The thing is, though, is that like if I wanted to like look at naked African women, I can just look at a National Geographic where they go to like a tribe, and they're all fucking bare titty to begin with. Like what? Like I don't have to even look at porn.
If I wanted to see a naked white woman, I just walk down the streets of Scottsdale and just see all the fake titties.
Okay,
Just go to LA.
Guys, look at my PTR. This is my type. Look at my PTR. He's so handsome.
That nigga look like he can get beat up in a bar fight, bro.
he could.
He sounds like a
He got a feminine look to him.
Nah, he's Korean. That's a K-pop dude.
You like Amber Rose, you want a trans Asian man with a lot of money to just lick that pussy.
He's definitely vibing K-pop style though. Sure.
No, but he's not a K-pop and K-drama.
He looks like he gets pegged.
No, he doesn't. Trust me. He
Okay, but if we saw that guy in the West,
Guys, here's what everyone's failing to realize. Koreans are not naturally beautiful. They're the
They
number
are.
one.
It's a
Koreans actually. They actually are the most.
Korea is the number one. It literally leads the world in the most amount of plastic surgery.
Yeah, they have plastic surgeries like that. But at PTR, so this is what I would like. Black girl, this is a 10 for me. But I'm 39, so I like a little bit older.
But that bitch is dumb. I hate Naomi.
Yeah, but
It's
she's
not Naomi. It's Gabrielle Union.
I hate
It's
that.
Gabrielle Union. She's fine.
Imagine marrying an NBA player and getting the most prime genes.
Well, Captain, I know that.
Son turned into a girl. Fuck
That
Naomi.
ain't it. That ain't
Well, Captain, let me ask you a question. He's like, I've had this conversation
No, that's
even years.
Gabrielle Union. Fuck Gabrielle Union.
Okay, Reese. So Captain, I've had this conversation with like male friends before I was online, before the pandemic and all of that shit. But like
Before he got his education in Discord on racism.
this guy records spaces and he just like shows them on literally live on YouTube and Instagram.
That's all he had to say, huh?
Lots of stuff going on in my country, in my personal life, with my kids, with my partner. There's a lot going on, but surviving and getting up.
That's great. Good to hear. Well, CM, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Had some family over at the finca, at the ranch that I'm at, so it wasn't so isolated today.
That's good. That's great to hear. Well, Alfonso, what stuff is going on in your country? Because you said there was a lot of stuff going on in your country. So if you care to enlighten me, that would be great.
So the economy is crashing, slowly but surely.
Oh.
Today the public transport went up. So they were fighting to bring up the prices, and for the mini buses, they're like vans, and the mayor didn't want to do that, so they were about to block the streets of my city.
Wow.
Finally, he conceded, and apparently the prices are going up. So there are people who struggle to pay their bills. So they're going to struggle paying the new fares. It's like probably peanuts for a developed country like the U.S. or Europe, European countries. But here, it makes a difference. People earn very little. So we're going down very slowly. It's such a small economy.
Well, remind me, what country do you live?
Bolivia.
Bolivia. Ah, okay. Bolivia. Cool. Well, that's definitely interesting. Yeah, thank you for the info. I appreciate that. I'm always interested. So, as Lynn has mentioned, I did have a wrestling meet today, and I did win. Which is nice. I don't know if Lynn wants the itty-gritty details or, however that is, but, Lynn, you might have to give more info on how to explain that better for you.
I wasn't there today to see.
Did you say wrestling?
Yes.
Like You wrestle.
Yep.
But like, is it like for like I don't know, university team or something?
Not university. No, I do junior high. Junior high.
Wait, so you're under 18?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Clubhouse actually allows teenagers on the app, so that's kind of how I came to here. Does that make sense?
Just so you know, CM, as is Nana, he's got the intellect that most teenagers cannot qualify to have full discussions with him because he talks over their heads. And so he requires an intellect that is much more intense.
It depends on the room that I'm in. I mean, here in a room like this, especially smaller rooms, everything can stay cordial, and especially in an
You should get off
I
Clubhouse.
expect most people to be pretty rational, you know.
Yeah.
I don't expect any of you guys to start making arguments, beginning with, you know, my personal God told me this or that or whatever. Because to my ears, that sounds like my imaginary friend told me this or that. So it's so yes, I dismiss it offhand. Like, but I don't expect that in this room. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's fine, and again, that was pointed out earlier. There are some schools of thought that have explored that, right? But the general, like, mainstream Judaism accepts it as the suffering servant is Israel, and it lays that out in the previous passages. Now, I'm not here to argue it. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying, to be fair to his argument, that's the perspective it's coming from.
He gave you like a good.
Excuse me?
Nah, that girl April profile picture, yes.
Yeah, she's a model.
She is beautiful. Ryan is beautiful. What are you saying, bro?
Nah, she ugly.
Girl and April's okay. That April woman is very attractive.
That's
at face,
attractive
but like,
woman.
are those fake titties though?
Nah.
Nah, that's real.
I think
how they're
they're
flattening out? You see how they flatten out?
They look a little bit fake.
And so April.
They say they're fake?
Yeah, they do.
So
they look real to me.
So Pearl. So like before you came in here, we were talking about how like if you're used to seeing like women with fake titties, which I've like, you know, kind of.
Yeah, of course. Everybody's fake. Everybody.
But like there is like I think more of a natural beauty to having like real like, you know, titties, but
I'm gonna put her Instagram.
If those are her real.
No, she has a very pretty face. Like I'm not gonna hate on her. She's close to a 10.
Don't do this. Implants don't do this at all. They're hot.
They don't.
We get white men can kind of date whoever they want. We don't give each other shit for that, I don't think.
Yeah, I guess.
Mean it though. Sure, seriously, I've seen white men.
That's crazy. I've never seen that. That's interesting.
My boyfriend from 20 years did. They called. Oh man, he had a wonderful attitude about it. I was scared for him though. I had to see that, like you said, why be afraid of him? He's okay. Damn it. I should have known.
Who was giving him hell?
We were at the beach, And because I met him downtown at the Cheesecake Factory, I used to work there when I lived up north, and the group of black men called him an end lover, and he was like, "Damn right," and it was okay, it was happy, it was fun, but I don't know, I just felt like maybe I would be, even though I knew my family was wonderful, they're all different colors. I don't know why that damn liberal college just sucks, because I just felt like, oh, it's going to be hard on him. And I seriously left. Well, I didn't leave him just because of that, but I didn't want him to have to go through that. That's sad because he's a grown man and he was there protecting me, and I should have allowed that.
I wanted to ask you, America, do you think that when Obama came in, do you think that the racial, I don't know, divide or whatever became more increased?
But it got weird because, like, the black folks that did not see him as Black American and did not, especially when he went to Chicago to get that black card, especially when he turned his back on Reverend Wright, although my family had to eventually leave his church as well. Reverend Wright was over Trinity United Church of Christ in Chicago, and a lot of black folks were side-eyeing Obama and his tactics and antics, and even then, but we learned that we had to be a little more silent about it, I guess, then, but with white folks, even the state of Indiana voted for him. That's a red state. So what I saw, and what I wrote down about is what I just said. A lot of black folks had to kind of go underground there a little bit about our conservative outlooks and, and seeing the games that the Blue Party was playing, as well as seeing some white folks kind of falling for it too, right? And not being able to convince them at all if they're falling, if they're for him and for the Democrats. It was really strange. So yes and no. Yes, I saw some divide because yes, of course, we also saw a lot of, and that was unfortunate, a lot of extreme rightist Republicans attacking Barack Obama, and that was confusing and sad to see, as well as a lot of people on the left not checking him at all. And so, yes, I saw a lot of blacks and whites getting along tremendously, although, yeah, people like me were like, damn, But then I saw a lot of blacks and whites that did try to really kind of separate. And I say this because it's very important, because it seems like the racial separation and divide, whether it was from the media or whatever, what have you,
இங்க வந்து இஸ்ரேலோட பிரச்சனைன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, இங்க ரோமன்ஸ் ஆக்சுவலா இங்க ஒரு கட்டத்துல வந்து முஸ்லிம்ஸ் தான் வந்து ஜூஸ்க்கு ஒரு சப்போர்ட்டா இருந்திருக்காங்க. நீங்க ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கலா பாத்தீங்கன்னா, இங்க அதிகபட்சம் வந்து இதை பண்ணது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா, உங்களுக்கு கிறிஸ்டியன்ஸ் அண்ட் மத்தவங்க தான் ரோமன்ஸ், எஸ்பெஷலி ரோமன்ஸ், அவங்க தான் வந்து ஜூஸ்க்கு ரொம்ப வந்து அவங்க ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கல் ஸ்டோரி எடுத்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவங்க தான் ரொம்ப அகேன்ஸ்டா இருந்திருக்காங்க. பட் வந்து நிறைய இடத்துல
Cindy's colorism. Cindy.
Okay, but do you go again? You made
I want to bring colorism in. I was saying usually
about color. And thug is not about color.
Thug is a white person word too. They go, you're a thug.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Like,
thug is an Indian word.
That's literally what I said. So I don't understand what's happening.
When you hear thug, you don't immediately think of a black guy fucking with a fucking hoodie on, wearing Timberland boots. You think of like a fucking thug. No, that's what you think of.
No, those are specific, sir. That's because we're from Boston. So we have a different analogy of a thug.
No, that's I'll tell you a thug. A thug is a dude. I know a thug that's a white guy that'll break your face, and I know a black guy that's a thug that'll break your face.
Let's be clear. All right, thug has taken on a very unique, real definition now.
Yeah, don't go by Tupac.
You know what that is. Let's not.
I know what a thug is. So let's not sit here
and try to like dress it up. We know what thug has become.
But that's not. Why do you say thug? There are plenty of thugs.
You're right. There are plenty of thugs. No one has disputed that. No one has disputed.
But it's not just black thugs.
One second. We just said that. That's why we say Ashley Babbitt is a thug. I think you came in a little bit too late.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, there's some white thugs too. There's some.
Yeah. You definitely caught the tail end, Jeremy. That's
my bad, brother. I was just saying, like, there are all kinds of thugs.
Yeah, Jeremy, that's what I was saying, though.
I seen a motherfucker out in front of fucking 7-Eleven today who was Asian. I was like, for sure, he a thug. Like, this dude had tattoos on his face, all kinds of shit.
There you go. Once you have tattoos, you're. Oh my God, my son must be the biggest thug.
On your face. On your face.
Yeah. No, that right there. Yeah.
Jesus, those are just kids that can't find themselves.
No, tattoos on the face.
Somebody put tattoos on their face. I'm like, yeah.
That's why people
all thugs are
thuggish behavior. I'm grabbing my purse.
All kids that can't find themselves are thugs. That's what she just said, bro. Y'all know that.
That's not what she said at all.
Y'all know that's what she just said.
Like I said, if I'm walking down the street at night, guys, and I see some white kids in trench coats, I'm going to the other side of the street.
We out.
I'm going to the other side of the street.
White kids wear trench coats.
I'm going to the other side of the street.
Get the fuck out of here.
And Jonathan, there you have it. Our politics dividing us, friends and family. Yes, we can't agree on thugs. We can't agree on thugs. We're divided.
You saw kids in trench coats?
Listen, that's exactly what it is, Rachel. It's as simple as that. The word thug in and of itself can divide us.
I saw it
Think about it. It can divide us. Lord knows what politics can do.
Yo, I saw white kids on the elevator the other day in trench coats. I just said, dove the fuck off.
Yeah. I'm not fucking around white kids in trench coats, man.
Hold on. What if 6 white kids walk by you with yarmulkes? Are you going to be afraid that they're a thug?
No, definitely not. No shot.
Why not? You don't know who Maya Linsky is? You don't know who Maya Linsky is?
You know why not.
Thank you to God. Maya Linsky was a thug.
Yeah, of course Maya Linsky was a thug. Okay.
That's like 1 out of 10,000. Stop it. Come on.
What are you talking about? Every Jewish guy was the what? The bookies, the ba. They would.
You know what? You kind of right about that. You kind of right. That kind of right. Yeah, to the Diamond District. I'll still you some thugs in the Diamond District for sure. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Cindy. You kind of right about that. You kind of right about that.
Paul.
I'll tell you this.
Jeremy, you in the matrix. Jeremy, are you there?
It's cutting out.
No,
I think we all grew up with the word thug, and we all interpreted it differently.
Yeah, but thug has evolved.
Right.
Thug has evolved. Hey guys, is there anyone down there in the gallery that wants to chime in on this, man? Before we wrap this thing up, because we're gonna keep the conversation going after we wrap it up. But
hey, Jonathan, y'all said that's what y'all said.
One mic on headline. Go. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, y'all said. Literally, she said all lost kids are thugs. That's what she said. That's what people say. That's true. How is that true, bro?
Who is she?
You want me to elaborate? How is that true? Do you want me to elaborate?
Let's begin.
Who is she?
Go, Jeremy. I want to hear you elaborate. Of course.
I'll tell you why a lot of lost kids become thugs. Because they're lost kids, they have no parenting, no guiding. They're going down the wrong road. They have no one to put them in the right direction. If you look at statistics, if you come from a broken home, you're more likely going to become a thug than not.
Thanks.
That's why.
You're not wrong about what you just said.
I know I'm not wrong.
I don't know about broken home. I don't know about that, guys, because there's a lot of people.
No, that's not true. A lot of kids.
Jeremy, 50% of marriages break into divorce.
Exactly.
When I say broken home, I don't mean mom and dad divorce. I mean mom fucking drunk at the bar. You know what I mean? Broken homes. Those kids are left to fend for themselves, and they have to get street smart and to get thugs because that's what's out on the street. I'll get out on the street with your friends. They teach you how to survive. That's how you move. That's really what it is.
according to the ACE study, the more ACEs you have, like having a broken home, having a parent in jail, having a parent with a disease, mental health issues, it's more likely that you end up in jail, more likely that you have a bad circumstance when you grow up. Yeah, so.
That don't mean you a thug.
It's more likely, though. It's more likely.
Can you share with the class real quick? I'm aware of this term. Can you share what ACE stands for real quick for everybody?
ACE is adverse childhood experiences. Right, they say the more adverse childhood experiences you have, the more likely that you go to jail, or you end up with a disease, or you die early, or all of these different outcomes.
Yeah, because it's like what you know. Like for instance, my brother and my sister are still very, very, very fucked up. But But that's what they know. They've never traveled outside of New England. They never been nowhere. What's that?
So they thugs to you?
Well, my brother's a thug. Don't get it twisted. He went to prison for hitting somebody in the head with a cinder block for 10 years. He's a real thug. No question. He's the type of dude roll up on you, put a gun in your mouth, take everything you own. He's that guy. So yes, he is 100% a thug because that's what he knew. He was raised by a bunch of Hell's Angels who were fucking thugs. So yes, he's a fucking thug.
Jeremy, listen, what you said earlier, I agree with you. You don't have to go in detail, but can you explain the context? Why did he lead to that lifestyle?
Because I'll tell you. I'll tell you. So the reason why I am the way I am, and my brother and my sister the way they are, is that I had higher learning, right? So sometimes if you come from like a really bad background, there are people that can kind of grab a hold of you, that can kind of mentor you and kind of move you through the situation, like friends, people you look up to, and then you start to kind of learn, and it really comes with knowledge. A lot of people in the hood, in the fucking trailer parks and all, they don't understand that this is really possible because they've never seen it. They've never smelled it, touched it, been around it. So it seems very like not likely to them, right? So if you get around somebody, you see some money, you start traveling, you start seeing the world in a different place, you start realizing like, holy fuck, where I'm from, that's not normal, right? So you start adapting to your surroundings, right? So when I got out, when I was 18, I got a record deal, and then I started being around all these very wealthy and successful people, and then I got a technology, and I kept moving farther and farther and farther away from where I grew up. But my brother and sister didn't ever have that. They never had, like, a mentor or a person.
This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Don't you fucking people read books? Your show sucks, Jonathan. What is this stupid shit?
I'm sorry, what do I do?
That's not bad. Okay.
That's not bad stock.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, let's go. All right, let's go.
Write a fucking biography. Nobody cares.
Somebody asked me a question, so I answered it. Like, I'm sorry that you don't like it.
Can I just add on to that? Maybe 10?
Hold on. Let me respond.
One second, Chris. Jay, go ahead, bro.
So basically, and I appreciate you sharing that. Basically, you gave the perfect example, a real life scenario, which was the original statement earlier about kids are thugs, right? Well, lost kids are thugs. You put the surgery. I mean, not saying they lost, but that's a perfect example when there's no guidance because your life.
Maybe not handsome enough, traditionally handsome enough.
The Rock.
Not saying he's a bad-looking guy, but like he's not Brosnan or.
The Rock going to be the final boss.
The Rock and his baby oil is working with Scorsese.
True, but he's
that movie, the Scorsese movie is just a pitch. It doesn't have a script or anything yet.
Yes,
so I would be shocked if
it actually happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Is it going to be a parody of his Red One movie that came out last year?
Yeah. There's actually like 4 Scorsese movies that could move forward. And I hope that Frank Sinatra, Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio has the whole.
Yeah, I would like either the Sinatra one or the Devil in the White City.
Yeah, they've been trying to
The Sinatra would be good though.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. I don't think, has there ever been a biopic about Sinatra? Probably not. Or maybe there has.
Maybe Ray Liotta played it on a TV. I would say it's made for TV movie.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Rumors it's going to be Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, I've heard rumors of that.
Oh, J-Law's in that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Doesn't
get rumors though about it. Yeah.
And he also goes through another like religious movie. Scorsese wants to do like a Jesus Christ biopic.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh god.
He love his spiritual aspect.
I love that this
Well,
is
he's getting up there in age.
He's
That's
gonna
why.
prioritize.
Yeah, give him the code.
He's getting up there in age, like Retro just said.
Yeah.
He's gonna prioritize that. So that's
He's
why
in his twilight years. He's getting ready.
Whoever in the chat just suggested that what's his face come back, the little guy from Man with Gold Gun. Hats off to you.
Oh yeah. Bonjour, Mr. Bond. Yeah.
I think realistically though, like ultimately, The Rock and Scorsese might work together, but I wouldn't put money on it just because of the fact that, like Alex said, it's just a pitch, and there's all these other properties percolating with him, and it's like when you're Scorsese, Spielberg, you know, like
They got like 50 ideas on their desk.
Yeah, and just because they announce something and it is exciting doesn't mean they don't just jump to something else instead. Although I was just gonna add Nolan up, and Nolan's a little bit more precise, which I respect.
So that's my other wild card is like again, forget casting Bond. Just say here, Christopher Nolan, do what you want.
That would be brilliant if they trusted in, because he has always said he wants to do a Bond.
Yeah, and I bet you would make Avatar money too with his name behind it.
Doubted exist, but simply as an opaqueness, a state of self-absorption, which is in disharmony with how about someone who isn't attached. 4. The Tao is like a well, used but never used up. It is like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities. It is hidden, but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God. 5. The Tao doesn't take sides. It gives birth to both good and evil. The Master doesn't take sides. She welcomes both saints and sinners. The Tao is like a bellows. It is empty, yet infinitely capable. The more you use it, the more it produces.
I think they nuked one of my
The more you talk of it, the less you understand. Hold on to the center. 6. The Tao is called the Great Mother. Empty, yet inexhaustible, it gives birth to infinite worlds. It is always present within you. You can use it any way you want. 7. The Tao is infinite, eternal. Why is it eternal? It was never born, thus it can never die. Why is it infinite? It has no desires for itself, thus it is present for all beings. The Master stays behind. That is why she is ahead. She is detached from all things. That is why she is one with them. Because she has let go of herself, she is perfectly fulfilled. 8. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It is content with the low places that people disdain. Thus, it is like the Tao. In dwelling, live close to the ground. In thinking, keep to the simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family life, be completely present. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you.
But it'll have some like English in it. It'll be English but have Arabic in it. You know,
Nine.
like terminology. Or like in the UK. Like, oh, Walla blood, you know, shit like that. So that's what Yiddish is basically. It's just Jewish, like Hebrew words, speaking German in a Jewish way. That's all it is. It's like you go to fucking Uzbekistan, you go to, they speak Persian, but they speak it in the Jewish way. You know? Because that's what we do. We take the language and we speak it in our own way. That's it.
I want to just confirm that Rabbi Randy McDickerson is not only a cuck, he's a bitch, a moron, annoying, and retarded.
That's the only reason you came in the room. I don't know if you can change the title.
Wait, I just realized I'm like modded in this room against somebody I don't know even, so I don't want to be involved. I'm just gonna go down.
Okay, you know what? I have an idea. I'll just change the title.
Yeah, just change the title, dude.
Okay. You could have just, alright.
I'm sorry, I just thought I was gonna get involved in some beef.
I actually know the dude. He's alright. He's cool. He's alright.
Are you serious? He's retarded. He's an anti-Semitic, Jew-hating, fucking racist, dumb, low IQ piece of shit.
I mean, a lot of people on that bar, I mean, do not forget about a lot of things, bro. So, what he's saying, it kind of applies to my life, so come on, hate on it, bro.
Yeah!
He's drunk. No, but but hold on. The thing is, like, you know, when you talk about a bunch of pussy ass bitches that run that fucking pie hole, like they want to fucking talk about America, they want to run that fucking like pink ticket, in this reality. I want to understand who the fuck are these motherfuckers when they've never even done a motherfucking thing. And like, who do I have to kill to prove that they're fucking stupid?
I feel it, bro. That's how my uncles feel. They certain alright.
What's it?
Hey, Powder,
What's it?
That nigga be on that app.
And that's my nigga.
What's an N-word got to do to get some $2 tacos on a Tuesday?
That's funny as hell. That's funny as hell, you know that.
I ain't expecting shrimp or even steak. I mean, I'll settle for chicken, but no chorizo.
Yeah, none of that pork shit. This one thing, what you call it? Who rolling up dope? Anybody got any Zah?
You got some Scooter.
I'm drunk as fuck, bro. I'm on it.
Bro, I've been drunk as fuck in my whole life. But the identity is like, you know, even when you're drunk, do you understand, like, when you deal with real people that are actually trying to, you know, talk with you on a real level? Even when you're drunk, dude, some of the best communications I've ever had was when I was like the highest I was ever.
I definitely agree.
sometimes I don't even tell my like girlfriend like when we're on the phone and I'm like probably so fucking blown out of my mind off the weed and drink like that she won't even know because I be sounding so sober and she's like, damn, you're so wise today. And I'm like, yeah, little do you know I'm so fucking blown, bro. Just smoke like
I'm laid back.
Oh God. Like, she's like, you're so fucking agreeable.
Hey, bitch, I just ain't listening to you.
Oh God, I probably was like, hearing you was just like agreeing out of just the nicety of it.
I was tripping on acid one time, and I had this girl that I was dating. She's like, you're such a nice guy.
Fuck you.
I love you, Goop.
Love you too, man.
But yeah, no, I was on acid this one time, and this chick, like, no shit, like, she's like, you're such a nice guy, and I'm like, dude, I'm tripping balls. Like, I don't even know what's going on in my head, and all I hear is her like, you know, flirting with me, and I was like, yo.
So what part of the East Coast you from?
I'm Georgia.
Georgia. Okay.
Georgia. Subscribes is a pussy bitch from fucking some, you know, state up near Canada.
Oh, that's funny. I live right next to Canada right now.
Fuck Canada.
Why is Trump wanting it to be a part of America? I don't think we need that.
I don't give a shit about Canada.
For free insurance.
Would you give
Bitch, let's fight it. Let's fucking fight about it.
I think we wanted to make Canada our 51st state. And why
I don't give a shit about Canada.
But I'm gonna tell you why Trump wants to do it, though. I think Trump wants to do it due to the fact that he's trying to go against the Mexican cartel, and with Canada legalizing certain drugs and whatnot, I think
that's what
they might be on the side of Mexico.
Yeah,
Due to public opinion.
Gonna be doo-doo in everybody's shoes.
And
Did you?
getting bombarded by Canada and Mexico, it doesn't seem.
When are they gonna release the JFK files and the Epstein flight list?
Well, the CIA has like what, another week left
before they have to.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
That shit ain't coming out.
Yeah, they ain't shit. That shit's already been deleted.
And God, you know how much shit probably been fabricated and re-edited and redacted and fuck them.
They probably extorted everybody that they need to.
Yeah, the operative word you just said was redacted.
Like certain shit, if it makes the country look bad, they're not gonna put it in there.
On God.
Allegedly.
On God. They probably extorted everybody they need to get more information or money, and everybody else.
George W. Bush Sr. assassinated JFK to save America.
If you talk that loud again in my fucking ear, I'm gonna fucking I'll come all the way up to fucking Chicago and literally punch you in the face, John.
Bring all those aluminum cans and we'll cash them in. We'll be rich. We'll create. We'll make aluminum. We'll make aluminum ingots and we'll sell them for $1 million.
Ingots.
Ingots.
You said ingots.
Ignots.
Dude, you're over there like, you know, talking about the Tao and thinking it's the Tao. Because you like turn T's into D's.
Squirrel pussy.
Oh yeah, the problem is his mom's gorgeous, and like I ain't trying to mess with that woman because she scares me.
Trying to flip a fox in the ass.
See, my mom, I've always been never worried about like anybody fucking with her because like she's fine, but she has hands bigger than mine.
Hey yo,
She got grippers.
If that's how you define it, I mean, like, but my mom it has bigger hands than mine, like, which is kind of weird because I'm 6'3", she's 6 foot, but yeah.
Oh, she could open a Heineken.
Next time, don't sit in the group.
That's a huge bitch.
Bring your
Yeah, but like, nah, we like growing up in the hood, I never really had to worry about a bunch of hood niggas getting to my mom because she was so tall that she
I'm making food.
never fucked with
I
anyone.
got noise on me.
What you making us?
macaroni
I'm
and
making
cheese.
steaks.
Ooh.
No, I'm making steak. Straight
There we go.
protein.
What you in
Oh.
the face?
You wanna fuck me in my face?
Hey,
I do that too.
Don't talk to Mason.
I'm screaming.
Have some decorum, y'all.
I know.
She's just a Canadian girl. She's a gamer girl chilling, smoking 420, keeping it 100.
I know. He bought some cake and thought it was his birthday or something.
Hey, Maeve, I promise you I won't judge you for being a fucking Canadian.
You got free insurance.
Okay. I also won't judge you for having a lower IQ than me.
Hey, don't say that about people.
Hey, like latitude and longitude is not IQ, woman.
Hey, don't say anything about my countries, man. Now, we won't say anything more about your country.
I'll try not to say any multi-syllable words so you don't get lost.
Hold on now. We are very intellectual over this way. We don't need that type of rhetoric right now. Please.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That is the propaganda that the Russians and the Chinese are trying to feed y'all.
Yeah.
You've done an
We are
excellent
not
job.
ignorant people. I promise we like to be very democratic with the way we approach
Love that, Max.
situations.
Love that.
Niggas will fuck him in the butt.
Now, mind you, my teacher was Canadian in fucking 6th grade, and she told me she didn't learn about American slavery in depth in fucking college. So, like, okay.
I don't know where she fucking went to school because she learned about that.
You know she was stupid.
Man, did you play Marvel Rivals?
Say again?
Yeah, do you play Marvel Rivals?
I don't. They'll put me on.
Let's play tonight.
What's her name? Isabella Riley going after Ashley, and Laura Loomer going after Ashley. And I'm not white knighting. I don't care. But, like, all these people are going in on Ashley looking at Elon. Did I do a good job? Look, have I pleased you? And a lot of them aren't even being paid. They just hope they're going to get paid. They hope that will, like, curry favor. And so I put out a tweet. I said, when Elon said, you are the media, I didn't think it meant we all have to be an attack dog for some benefactor. And that got like 5,000 likes. I guess that one was a little over everybody's head. How about I go out and say, Epstein files, liberals hate Trump? What the heck? So I hope you're happy. But anyway. So that is what I noticed over the past week. And again, not white knighting, just making an observation. You know, Laura Loomer, hey, get a grip, dude. Laura Loomer during the 2024 election was like hunting all of Trump's enemies, DeSantis and, you know, the media or whatever. And then when Trump won the election, she didn't get a job. Because that's just how it goes. There's no loyalty. And if you're not part of the team, you're never going to get a job. So Laura was really busting her ass in 2024 to like attack all of Trump's enemies and be his attack dog because she really thought that if she did a good job and she was feisty, that he was going to give her a reward. And he didn't. And they totally snubbed her, totally threw her under the bus. Totally disloyal And she was pissed. She's like, where's my job? She was pissed, and she was pissed at Elon and everybody. And then when the Ashley thing happened and Elon followed Laura, she saw another opportunity. Oh, I'll just do it for Elon. It's like, when are you going to learn? Hey, when are you going to learn? They're never going to help you. But, that's why, and look, I like Laura. I'm friendly with her. We sort of made up a little bit. But you have to call out that behavior. I just have no respect for people that are a mouthpiece. And I hope everybody understands that's the difference between me and everybody else. I don't have a benefactor in Israel. I don't have a benefactor in the Trump campaign or in Little Tech or, one of these Gulf countries like the Emirates or Qatar or Turkey or China or Russia or, when you look at, let me say it this way. The reason that everyone hates me, a big reason, the reason that everyone lies about me is because I'm the only one that isn't owned. And so I attack everybody and I could call out everybody and they all hate that because Tenet Media got paid $10 million by Russia. And all the other media is owned by Rupert Murdoch, who's Israel plant. Or it's owned by some pro-Israel Jew. Or Tucker Carlson Network gets $15 million from an Iranian exile in Qatar. Or people are getting money from the Emirates, and that's why they're promoting Dubai all the time. Or they're getting money from other countries or whatever. Turkey, like I said, that's just how the game is played. And I have no respect for people, for these these whore influencers that get paid. And they're just so shameless and no dignity. They get paid to basically misrepresent themselves, to pretend that they are who they are, but speak for someone else, attack people on behalf of their benefactor, promote something on behalf of their benefactor, push some social media campaign on behalf of some benefactor.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Johnny.
What up?
How's it going? How are you?
I'm all right. I'm about to jump in the hot bath with some peppermint and some bubbles.
Ooh, sounds so nice.
Yeah, what are you
You
doing?
should get a hot tub.
Oh yeah, just let me go to the bank and take out $40,000. Just do the remodeling of my dreams. This fucking house, it needs to be burned to the ground. It doesn't need to be
My dad raves about it. He got at Costco for $600 an inflatable hot tub. He swears by it.
Oh really?
Yeah, $600 at Costco. He says it's the best thing that's ever happened to him.
Well, that was what I wanted to do with that big tent. I wanted to do that. I wanted to put it in the backyard, but it's just not feasible.
Yeah.
But anyways, you know what happened is
I've been thinking about you this week because I was thinking, since you still have your work computer, maybe you can respond to that email that Elon sent.
I'd have to plug it in and then see. I doubt I have access, so I'd have to call up the IT and say, "Hey, I need access," and see if I could actually get in. But I bet you I'm not even an employee anymore, and I don't even know it.
Wow.
Because they've mailed me things that I've never even opened. But yeah, I mean, what would I say? I live stream myself all day long. I drink Miller High Life with some OJ, smoke some weed, hit the gym. Listen to Nick Fuentes for a couple of hours monologuing about Laura Loomer. This typical work stuff. Did you see one person's response? It was suck my dick, go fuck yourself, fuck you, suck my other ball. It was hilarious.
Well, I'm calling to see if you want to get lunch tomorrow.
Lunch? Where?
someplace by you because I'm gonna be up by Irving Park.
Oh yeah, let's go. Yeah, for sure. Let's go. There's some new places, but yeah, I mean anywhere is fine.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just got home from jury.
Oh
the
shit.
trial. It's fucking it's killing me.
Yeah, dude, I would have just taken that jury trial letter and just threw that shit right in the trash real quick. You want me to You want me to waste my life to let you know that this piece of shit killed this motherfucker? Fuck you. I say just pull out a gun right now and blow this fucker's brains out in the fucking alley next to the garbage can and chuck the fucking body in the garbage can and call it a day. Let me go and get some fucking lunch.
You're like my barber.
I ain't paying no $120,000 to house this motherfucker for a whole year for the next 20 years. I mean, that's too, you think I'm gonna put this guy in jail and spend $2.4 million of the taxpayers' hard-earned income? Hell no! Shoot this fucker in the head and toss him in the garbage. Next. But everybody's got to have their day in court.
We watched 6 hours of interrogation footage, trying to get him to confess. The manipulation and the psychology into going into to be an interrogator is so fascinating and interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. What did you learn in the 6 hours that? All communication is hypnosis?
Yeah. I mean, befriending befriending him and then, yelling at him and accusing him and then at the same time, being it's understandable. It's understandable that you could do something like this. Meanwhile, he didn't, it's impressive. He didn't bite.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't also have an alibi, right? He's like, sir, I was at the fucking bus stop on my way to work trying to pay down my credit card bills. I'm not a murderer, sir. He didn't say that though, did he? He just sat there and said nothing. He said nothing. Sir, you got the wrong guy. I'm an innocent man. I'm an outstanding citizen. I was my Boy Scout captain in my 8th grade class. I was all varsity athlete. I had straight A's and I went to undergrad and finished up at University of Chicago grad school. And now I work at Google as a data scientist. You got the wrong guy, sir. It wasn't me. So you never heard back from your landlord, huh? You hypnotized his ass.
Hypnotized him. I couldn't. Every day I checked. Every day I checked to see if I accidentally missed it.
You're gonna end up in the probate. You won't have to worry about this till probate comes about, and then the family is like, we're gonna have to evict this fucking guy.
The only thing is that in my email, I said for at least 150 days or 120 days, I will keep, we got to keep it the same according to Chicago.
No way, man. You're gonna fucking pay them the same amount and they'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But then I offered to increase it to $1,250 starting June 1st.
Uh-huh.
The thing is, do I out of the kindness he didn't respond and agree to that.
Right.
But so out of the kindness of my heart, when June 1st rolls around, should I?
No, fuck it, man. Take that $50, go across the street and have yourself lunch. Who cares? Go across the street and have yourself a nice lunch at Ralph Lauren. Compliments of your landlord. Trust me. He ain't gonna say shit. He's gonna be like, whatever, $50? Fuck it. I'm gonna go to the beach.
Because Ralph Lauren is closed until for a month for renovations.
Oh, the whole store or just the restaurant?
I think just the restaurant.
Oh, man, that store is fucking awesome. You know, they have like I swear, if anybody was ever going to rob anything, you could walk in there. They have a case of Rolexes. You could walk in there and just fucking take that thing and walk the fuck out. You'd have like $100,000 worth of watches.
Yeah.
It just sits up there in like the men's clothing or the men's, suit section or whatever. They got a box full of Rolexes. I'm just like, damn. I'm like, this would be, you could just pick this right up and walk right out with it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, don't get. Yeah, is the water running?
At my house?
No, like your bath is running.
No, it's already full. I'm like about to get in.
Okay, get in yet before it gets cold. So yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, enjoy.
Okay.
Relax.
Peace. Okay.
Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Bye.
And their audience with the coin on behalf of some benefactor. And it's like people that do that just have no credibility. You can't trust them. And I just have no respect for people that do that. And people make a lot of money doing that. And people that do that think they're like players. You're not a player. You're a whore. You're a whore that doesn't have to take their clothes off. So cut the shit. OnlyFans models make more money. And they're in the same business, okay? So it's just, I hate it. And I see it now more than ever, and it's so disgusting. And by the way, one other corollary, and then we're going to move on. That is why they call me a cult leader. Because that is the source of my power. I have real fans. Like, people actually like me. I'm not an astroturfed, like, nothing, like an astroturfed bitch who doesn't have ideas and isn't smart. Like, I have real fans. I have a real following. I actually have people that are loyal to me and will pay me to do the show. And that's why I don't need a benefactor. Because everybody else in politics, they don't have fans. Who even watches this shit? They don't have ideas. They get their idea. People pay them to say things. And so they always attack the basis of my independence, which is that I have fans. So they say, well, you have a cult-like following, and they hate it. And they really, it's so funny. They just hate that I have fans. And a lot of them are really jealous because they have to take money from, like, Israel or whatever, and I get paid to, like, just say whatever. So they just hate that. They're like, why can't we turn his fans against him? Why does he get to, have kind of like an organic thing? Anyway, not to, like, go off on a rant, but those are the underlying dynamics. Anyway, I can think of very few people that really have genuine fans, and it's only the bit like Candace has legit fans, and Crowder has fans. I would say Dan Bongino, a lot of them have fans, but I'm talking about these like mid to low level influencers. They could not make money on their own. They could not make a living, so they have to be paid by the interests. Anyway, but I want to move on. We're going to get into the news, and we have some big news from Europe. I guess we'll talk about the Ukraine deal first. There's been a lot of movement on the Ukraine war between the United States and Russia. Trump's been in office now for a month, 5 weeks, or something, 4 or 5 weeks. And now we're finally starting to see some progress on diplomacy with Russia over the war in Ukraine. And it started a few weeks ago when Trump had a phone call with Vladimir Putin. Very quickly after that, a meeting was called, a very high-level meeting in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, between the Foreign Ministry of Russia and the State Department in the United States. And the meeting was a bit peculiar because the Washington side requested the meeting, but didn't have an ask. And this characterizes the diplomacy so far. It seems a little bit less than strategic, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. But we'll go over the recent developments. So Trump has a
Awesome. Pretty nice. There have been a few recurring ones. I have at least 3 people that have already done this twice. So it's pretty cool. And it's also a great way to meet people because that way you get to kind of,
Okay,
you know,
so the gold
find
card.
people.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, nah, so
the regional center, you would basically get an unconditional green card, which after 5 years could turn into citizenship. With this one, he's basically saying $5 million, then it's just cash.
Yeah, and it's a path to citizenship.
You pay the government $5 million, and you get a green card.
that's crazy. I mean, it's a pretty good idea, not gonna lie. It's gonna make the citizenship thing a lot easier for many people who otherwise would never get in. And it's, again, a very high barrier to entry, which is great.
Believe it or not, most countries don't do this. Wealthy people can come in and just fucking pay to get citizenship or residence or whatever. Most countries
I think the only one that actually does this is like St. Kitts and Nevis.
No, more countries do that.
Like the ones that do it for at least a cheap price. What do they do it for? Like 200, 300? How much is it?
Yeah, almost 300,000. A bunch of other, they're mostly in the Caribbean, and then there's also Vanuatu. You've got 2 exceptions. I'm talking about like major countries. The 2 exceptions are Malta and New Zealand. Malta sells theirs for like $1 million, and you need to meet like a strict background requirements.
That's crazy.
Yeah, €1 million. And then New Zealand is like 10 million or 15 million New Zealand dollars.
That's quite wicked.
Adrian, I have dropped some resources in the chat for people who want to start with Bitcoin. Just in case.
Yeah, put it in the top space. Put it in the space, like it up at the top.
Okay.
Okay, so how do I connect this? I'm dealing with like a new type of pipe that's like split. What the fuck is this?
Wait, so did you guys see the Doge audited the Department of Labor? They found 380 Microsoft 365 licenses, but with 0 users.
Nice.
250 VS Code licenses, only 33 users, and like a bunch of other things like that. Just funny because like nobody uses Microsoft shit. That's like fucking.
Probably because there are not that many people that are working there, I suppose, eh? That could also be another thing.
Yeah.
I'm like wondering about how many people actually work in the government.
Yeah, it's crazy. They can just use Linux for free or Google Docs for free, but they choose to use Microsoft 365 license.
Well, I mean, for Microsoft, it's kind of understandable because many of the government systems actually run on Windows, which, by the way, is a horrible fucking thing. Because remember, what happened with CrowdStrike? Okay?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That shit was insane. Every single system that ran on Windows that updated frequently got instantly and permanently fucked until the next thing got loaded up. It was insane. Which is also why then, people at X who were running the system there, that's why X didn't go down, because, and I quote, they said, nothing actually important runs on Windows. I'm like, bruh. Bruh, That's a major bro moment for anyone who's like a Microsoft maxi. Look, the only reason why anyone would use Windows is because of gaming, and that's literally it, because most of the games are optimized for Windows. and this is probably because the leftover Intel days, because Intel used to like dominate on very many fronts, and they made all of their shit like proprietary and whatnot, and so it's like, oh hey, we got the best compute and we got like the software to run it, so they were basically what Nvidia is now, except that they have like better chips and they make more of them and they sell more of them at a price that's reasonable with performance that is insane. By the way, Nvidia is going to kind of bark up at the wall at some point in this regard, because even now you can start to see some of the failings. I mean, look, Auda like showed me a very interesting statistic where the 5090 card doesn't really outperform the 4090, does it?
Nah.
Like, that's a very bad thing. Imagine, you got the new thing with the many AI tops, most of which you can't use, by the way, and then you have the shitty, CUDA drivers and such, and then you get this thing that consumes a shit ton of power, and it still doesn't really on the level of what it's actually meant for, which is a fucking gaming GPU. That's all it is. Let's not get confused here. It's a fucking gaming GPU. This thing doesn't even outperform the previous generation. So you may as well just get a fucking 4090, put that shit in your box, or run with the existing system you have. You're not actually making improvements, you're just consuming more electricity and burning your wires.
Also, they actually did something funny. So they removed all support for NVIDIA PhysX on 32-bit, right?
Bro!
Wow. So any old game that was using the 32-bit version of PhysX, which is most all games, they no longer work.
Gentlemen, I think we're kind of cooked.
Which has actually, funnily enough, created a situation where all of those old games run way better on Linux.
That is hilarious. Wow. Okay. So I guess Linux users get a win. That's good.
Yeah.
Is this a splicer? Yes, that's a splicer.
Unfortunately, though, the Linux did have a major L.
What happened?
Linux did have a major L. They're basically there's this organization called GNU, and they're in charge of glibc, and they basically fucked some things up. So if a game was made to run natively on Linux, it no longer works. Right? On the version. So you have a situation where native Windows games don't fucking work on Windows, and native Linux games don't work on Linux, but Windows games work perfectly fine on fucking Linux.
Oh my god. So fucked up.
That is fucking funny.
I mean, it's a good news, right? Like, usually Windows native games are better than Linux games. Isn't it?
Yes. Well, it's because not many people are going to play games on Linux. That's a problem. Because why would you? Again, the previous argument, you have basically optimized for Microsoft and like Intel's bullshit.
That's what I mean. For that. The point is, if you get the 50 series, you can't run 32-bit PhysX, right? So all of your old games are fucked. So you're better off just sticking to the 40 series. Not to mention, they still use the 4 nanometer process of TSMC, both of them.
So there's literally zero improvement for the people who are probably the majority users, which are gamers.
The biggest improvement is the biggest improvement is DLSS, right?
Yeah, new version.
Which is kind of like fake. I wouldn't call it fake, but it's like AI.
It's fake frames. Basically, everything you see is AI generated.
AI generated frames. Yeah,
it's pretty good still. It's pretty good still.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But that's literally the only thing that the 50 series has over the 40 series now.
So at this point,
you're gonna get higher FPS, but
yeah, but that's with DLSS on.
Outer, do you remember the post that you made about the 3.7 Sonnet?
Yeah.
I personally tested it myself. You're absolutely right. So the coding part is really good, but everything else is worse compared to 3.5.
Yeah. So Anthropic released the new model called 3.7 Sonnet, and it's so much better at code. It's like the absolute best coding model so far, right? And they added in like a thinking mode, right? So for code now, the absolute best is Sonnet.
Nice.
3.7. But they made it retarded in everything else.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know a single person that was using this for anything except for doing code or perhaps translations, because it doesn't make sense. Like, whenever I hear anything about Claude, it's something in regards to coding. I've never heard anyone say anything else about that thing.
I actually
other
use
than,
it for
hey,
everything.
coding.
I actually use it for everything.
Interesting. Well, then you're one of the edge cases, because I haven't heard any of that, unfortunately. Like, whenever I hear anyone talk about Claude, it's like, oh, hey, I used it to do my code. I used it to do my code. This one did my code. This one did this one did that.
No, like, genuinely, like, let's say I wanted to buy something, right? I would give it, like, every single condition I look for, and it was something I want to buy, and it would, like, list me all the products that had every single condition I wanted.
Right, interesting.
Right, so let's say I wanted to buy, I don't know, fucking, spoons.
No, dude, bimethylene blue. Let's take that as an example. Let's say you wanted to buy methylene blue.
Well, I already know what source of methylene blue to buy it from.
If you didn't.
Well, Claude's probably not going to know that because it doesn't have access to the internet.
Right, okay. But it's good to, like, hash out the medical things that come with it.
Yeah.
So you'd be saying, hey, what is methylene blue? Takes you the whole history run and then tells you what's worth it.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it's going to do. That's what it's trying to ask
Exactly.
for.
And in that situation as well, it actually performs the best out of any model. Right, 3.5 Sonnet. Right? So, using it as your search engine, it probably performs the best. I still wouldn't, like, trust it blindly because it doesn't have access to the internet. And also, sometimes it hallucinates. But by far, 3.5 Sonnet was the best.
That's nice because it gives you access to previous versions of itself, so you can still use it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. That's something they didn't do with Grok, which I think was kind of a mistake, to be honest, because the latest version of Grok, it's basically unusable unless you use the Think mode, just Big Brain, or Super Grok, which is an additional subscription that you have to get through the app. I haven't used Super Grok myself yet because I really just want to feel out the existing version and wait until it's optimized. I don't think it's, like, worth my time and money unless it's already optimized. Unless, like, the next version comes out, like, I'm going to wait at least a month or maybe 2 because it's supposed to get optimized, over time. But I really do miss Grok 2 a little bit because it was very simple, especially if I would ask it various stuff. Like, for instance, I want a grammar check, just in case, right? So in the case of, Grok 3, it gives me a ginormous amount of text that describes what exactly it did, which is understandable, which is kind of fine. It just makes the corrections a little bit, and the corrections are not as creative, which is also very interesting, which is also technically a good thing at the same time, because it's not going to modify much, but it's also kind of a double-edged sword, because if there's something that you don't notice, you're going to get fucked. So basically skill issue, which is not a problem for me. I'm just, like, saying what I'm noticing. So it's more direct in its translations and more direct in its corrections, which are pretty cool, right?
By the way, here's the funny thing. So, OpenAI did a study where they basically went on Upwork, which is this website where companies go and they hire developers, right, to do work for them. It's kind of like a freelance developer website bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a more professional version of Fiverr.
Okay.
And OpenAI basically conducted this study where they tested a bunch of different models to see which model would make the most money.
Interesting.
Right? Which one of them, did the job the best for the clients, right? And in their own study, they came out with Claude.
That is fucking funny. Wow. Amazing. That is amazing.
And they fucking published it.
At least you know it's not biased.
Honestly, that is kind of baller. That's kind of baller of them. I will say that is kind of baller of them to do. Like, let's be honest, that's kind of baller.
Yeah, I mean, just to add
He
to
literally
that,
admitted defeat. That's admirable.
And that was 3.5, by the way.
Wow.
And 3.7 is even better for coding.
Outa, I don't know if you have been following this, but GitHub, they were promoting the 4.0 model of OpenAI a lot in their Copilot thing. But then once 3.7 Sonnet is out, literally every developer I know is using Copilot 3.5 Sonnet, 3.7 Sonnet.
Wow. Crazy.
Everyone. And there is a huge influx of developers switching to Cursor from VS Code. I think that would be me too.
Interesting. Yeah. What I want to know is how many people actually use it just for the coding, as opposed to any of its other functions. I'm pretty sure it will be mostly just the coding, because that's the only thing you really hear from it.
That's why they lobotomized 3.7 and everything else, because coding was bringing in the most money.
Yep. It makes sense. It makes absolute sense.
Anthropic actually, what's interesting is they don't actually make that much from subscriptions, right? So the $20 a month that you pay, Anthropic actually doesn't make that much. So by far, the company that makes the most from subscriptions is OpenAI, right?
Wow.
Anthropic doesn't even make like 10% of what OpenAI does on subscriptions. But OpenAI and Anthropic make almost exactly the same amount of money from API. So that kind of tells you that it's most likely the coding parts that's making Anthropic right now.
Can you guys teach me anything about AI? I have a service that's AI based, and I don't know anything about it. I just trust developers to know about it, and I tell them to tell the AI what to do. What should I know?
Depends on your use case. What are you using it for?
I'm creating a so people go to the site and they say, I don't know what I want out of life, or I do know what I want, or I have this problem, or I don't, or I whatever. And then the service tells them, okay, start here, think about this, tell us who you are, tell us how your life has been going, and it directs people through a structure that I created to help people sort of self-actualize.
Okay, so basically the AI assistant has indexed over every pages, and then all the content is basically trained on the AI, right?
I guess so. I mean, that sounds like technical knowledge.
There's a good way to do this, and there's a shit way to do this.
Okay. What's the good way?
The good way is basically you have one of the LLMs trained on your data, so it's specifically optimized on that data.
Okay.
The problem with that is it's going to be more expensive.
I see. Okay, yeah, I don't know the difference between those
two. And then the shit way is basically you feed it a prompt in the beginning, and that's a system prompt, and then hope the user doesn't jailbreak it to make it do something else.
I see.
What if I told you there is a better way?
Yeah.
So there is this product called Kagi, Kagi. So they have this assistant, and you can basically integrate them into your website, and it will answer you, let's say, most questions. You can check them out.
How expensive is expensive?
I don't know how much data he has, but probably at least thousands.
I mean, if you can make the thousands back,
developers.
Like it's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to the developers about it because I don't know any of these details. They do 100% of the tech stuff. They just found me. They found me through my content, and they said, we would like to work with you. What are some of your ideas? I gave them a list of ideas, and they said, we can do these. And so we started building it out. And they're pretty good. Like, they're pretty good at making the stuff do what I want it to do. I'm pretty satisfied with the product so far.
Interesting. Telling us about anything like that is probably one of the scariest things that anyone can hear. Because we're just gonna like really analyze what these people are. Yeah. Literally, if you want to know if you're getting the best shit for the money that you've paid, and you like come into our space, we're like analyze where that's all from. We're just gonna give you like a report, and there you go. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
we should actually do that. Not gonna lie. Like
me and Adrian are like both working like both worked manufacturing, so we scrutinize like every single fucking detail, like every cent.
If you guys were interested, I could give you like a free login. I'm sure you have better stuff to do, but if you wanted to see it, I could give you a free login. You could just tell me what you think of it.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know. It would be super interesting to like learn about that. Oh, you all right?
No, I'm fine.
Yeah. It would just be super interesting to learn about the technology. I'm just trusting these guys to know about it, and I'm just telling them what I want it to do. So I'm very removed from it.
Interesting. Are you devs on X, or like where did you get your devs from?
I can't remember where they contacted me. It might have been just through like my Linktree or something. I don't know if they have X accounts. I just talked to them through email and on Discord.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Homat, I can DM you some links which might be helpful for you.
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not able to DM you at the moment.
Yeah, I gotta find out who's talking. Suraj?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hit follow.
What the fuck is this?
What's going on over there?
Suraj is like he's like a cybersecurity guy.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, he's kind of cracked. He's awesome.
He's good shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to know those people. It's good to have access to that kind of stuff.
I have shared the link in our Signal chat as well. Might be interesting for us.
Wait, what about a Signal chat?
If you want to like talk to him, just do it via Signal. It makes more sense. It's
yes.
It's a safe way. It's a safer way to communicate.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
yeah,
X is pretty safe also. It just says the DM history is a little bit wonky, so it makes more sense to just do it via Signal, right? And if you're going to discuss things like that, you may as well do something where you know it's 100% peer-to-peer, even with images that you share, because they do have end-to-end encrypted chats available for you, but the problem is, it's not for images, so you can't send any media, so you're instantly fucked on that level.
End-to-end is also not that good on X.
Yeah.
We weren't even getting into that part yet.
Yeah, I have Signal. I can send you my name in a DM or something.
Fuck. Don't worry, nothing is killing me. I'm perfectly fine.
Just not having a great time.
I'm having a pretty decent time, all things considered. It's just that I'm dealing with a little thing here where I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What kind of a thing?
If I told you what it was, then people would know where I work. I don't want that.
I see. It's just a thing.
Fuck!
Just
so I'm just like pulling something out, and it just keeps hitting me. Wait, what?
It's just a thing that hurts. You work at a place that hurts.
That's a good description.
Everything hurts.
Everything hurts except when you drink like Monster Energy drink and you just like sit there, and it's amazing.
It hurts after a while.
Yes, that's the problem. It's like, hey, can I have like drink 6 cans of this stuff? Probably not. Do you value your heart? That's the same question. It just has different answers, Like,
yeah.
It's just either way you want to swing it, man.
Yeah, everything hurts after enough.
You know, there was like one of my friends, he told me something interesting. I was like, he's 10 years older than me, and I was asking him, like, is it just me, or did, like, I'm not that old, but like everything is starting to hurt in some strange places, you know? Like, I can't really explain why. It's like, it's difficult to get up in the morning, your all-nighters just hit different for some reason, and you feel super fucked when you do it. Like, all of these things just start to go away. And I was like, hey man, do you think it's just because we don't heal properly enough? And he's like, nah man, I think it's because we keep using these things and we keep abusing ourselves and our bodies, and that eventually just wears you down. So it's not so much that your body doesn't have the ability to recover anymore, it's just that you've worn it out. I'm like, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, we wear ourselves out at different rates, but like everyone gets worn out eventually.
Yes. What's also interesting is that I found out something real. I had a call, one of the calls where, you know, you get the 100 Bitcoin thing. It's not 100 Bitcoin thing, fuck's sake. $100 of Bitcoin thing. So I did a call with this one guy, and he decided, you know what I'm going to tell Adrian Goodman? I'm going to tell this guy about this thing that I do with copper supplements. I'm like, this is an interesting conversation. Let's see what he's about to say. And he said this interesting thing where you basically have deficiencies in various many places, and the body kind of, you know, has stuff in itself where you just kind of draw it out, and at some point there is nothing to draw from anymore, and that's the point where you, when you're older, for instance, you've like drawn out all the stuff that like helps your body recover, you've like drawn this out of your body and used it up, but you're not replenishing it anymore. And so it's like, that is the most insane, interesting take I've heard on the subject, which would make a lot of sense, because if you look at, say, kids, you know, you remember when you were a kid and you would climb a tree, and you fall from the tree and you get up like, tis but a scratch, and the thing heals up in about a week. Do that shit when you're 40. You know?
Yeah.
It hits a little different, quite literally. Yeah. So it's like, what's different, actually?
You stay down. It might have something to do with like, it just reminds me of like telomeres and how if you get accelerated damage from things like sun or, you know, substances or whatever, then your cells might have to just replace themselves faster. And that's the damage that you out faster.
This is the damage that does what?
I don't know, I'm not into biology, but
there was this interesting study in Israel where they found out that if you do like where you put yourself into a room of pure oxygen, the telomeres actually start to kind of regrow.
That's crazy. I don't know, we need to get ourselves the iron lung, but it's like just for our bodies and the pure oxygen. Let's make it happen.
I think it's called hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
Isn't that the thing that this guy, what is his fucking name again? I keep forgetting it. What is his name?
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. He's doing, amongst other things, I think that's the only thing he's doing that actually makes sense. All the other stuff that he does is absolute pseudoscience.
Well, some of the stuff he does doesn't make sense, but the vegan vegetable oil...
It does not. It absolutely does not, no.
That shit doesn't make... Well, the one where he was transferring his son's blood into him does actually have some evidence.
Yes.
Right.
Which is wild if you consider that. I'm like, you know, it's funny because you have all these people who are like conspiracy theorists and they like want to talk about everything, but one thing that they don't talk about is what if somebody actually transfers their blood and somebody's actually doing this and they just don't pay attention to it? And I like talk to the most hardcore fucking vampire believing conspiracy theorist. I'm like, do you know that there's a guy that walks this earth who is trying not to die, who's basically taking his son's blood constantly? And this guy's like, what? And I'm like, how do you not know this?
By the way, I was watching this guy explain like Brian Johnson's like anti-balding regimen, right?
Oh God.
And he was like saying that they didn't even properly look at the studies, right? So the study was saying like 0.5% of this thing on top of the head, right? And that's the amount that they themselves also included, the 0.5%. But then they said that yes, but they said this should be applied twice a day, and Brian Johnson is applying it once a day. So they didn't even properly look at the dosages of the study they fucking used. They just took the fucking percentages for a bunch of shit without looking at the dosages.
Wild. That's crazy. That's low-key
Did
crazy.
you guys know that there's a disease that can be treated by drinking blood before we get too far off of the vampire shit?
I'm sorry, what?
There's a disease called porphyria that you can actually treat by drinking blood. I'm pretty sure this is true. I know that this is wacky, but I'm pretty sure that there are people who have drunk blood.
Y'all are gonna make me pass out listening to this. Oh my god.
This is not the worst thing that I've heard this week, honestly. This is a good one, actually. I feel exceedingly entertained, thank you. You're keeping my mind sane by hearing stuff that's insane. I guess the stuff that's insane is less insane than my sanity, I guess, you know? I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
By the way, Bradford, what brings you up here?
Yeah, I actually have a crazy idea I want to share. And I'm wondering if I could post something to the top.
Sure. Depends on what it is. If it's a cryptocurrency, absolutely not.
It's not, but it kinda is, but it's not.
Wait, what? Did somebody tell you to make a meme coin?
No, but there's this.
Is it related to XRP in any way?
There's this Trump card. Trump is talking about, and this is the EB5 way that people can get into the U.S.
Yeah, we're talking. Is this guy going to sell fucking? Hang on a second. Is this guy going to sell citizenships via NFTs? If he does that, I'm going to lose my mind.
That would it could almost be like that. Like,
oh my fucking god!
You want to secure your family's like future.
Buy the gold card NFT from Donald Trump. Holy fucking Christ, we're so back.
Hilarious.
Ethereum going to go to 1,000. Oh man.
Adrian, if you were a multimillionaire and you could afford to do it, like, would you do it?
Maybe, I guess.
So allegedly,
it would be cool. I get to say I'm a citizen. Fuck you. That would be funny.
You won't be a
allegedly, according to Grok,
their path citizenship, yeah.
There's 1 million DECA millionaires in the world, so or 2 million, but 1 million are in the U.S. So like, there's 1 million outside the U.S. that have $10 million or more.
Wild.
And if 1 million of them decided to do it, like, literally the U.S. could pay off its debt by $5 trillion.
They won't. They won't.
What do you think, they'll spend it?
No, because firstly, it's not an investment. You need to give it to the government, right? You're basically giving away half of your money in that situation, if you're right? And secondly, most of those people have made their money outside of the U.S., right? Meaning, even after they get U.S. citizenship, their money is still going to be outside of the U.S., to which they're going to need to pay U.S.-based taxation, because the United States is the only country on Earth that taxes you based on citizenship.
This, by the way, is the one thing that would discourage me from becoming an American citizen. It's like one of the only things.
I know some very, very wealthy people that I've talked to them about it, and they would never get U.S. citizenship just because of this.
What if the income tax went away?
It's not the income tax. It's not just the income tax. It's the fact that let's say you have U.S. citizenship, but you don't live in the U.S. because of the fact that your business is in another country. You still have to report everything to the U.S. You still have to pay the income. You'll still have to pay any dividends you earn, any why am I forgetting the word? What's the word for when you sell an asset?
Capital gains.
Capital gains, yes, exactly, capital gains. You still have to pay a capital gains tax as well. So it's not just the income tax.
What if they got rid of all that?
Then I know most of them would probably want to come to the U.S. then.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this could actually happen. Like,
I will say,
crazy.
I will say,
Like, why wouldn't the U.S. like cut the people of Taiwan a deal? Like, okay, we won't charge you $5 million. We'll charge you $1 million each. And allegedly, there's 1 million millionaires in Taiwan. They probably want to get their family out of Taiwan.
So here's the problem I see, right? So if you look at Europe, right? So Malta is right now, I believe, the only country in Europe that offers the same path, where you can basically pay like €1 million donation to the government, and they give you citizenship, and they got a shit ton of pushback from the European Union, which is why no other country is doing it, because you have all of these leftist people that are like against quote-unquote selling your citizenship. But they'll let in like all of these fucking people that don't even have a passport in without any background checks. They're fine with that, but they're against very wealthy people coming in.
And then they complain about their economy being so shit.
Yes.
And egg prices being high. I'm like, well, people are trying to fix the thing that has been happening for the past 4 years, you know?
Well, the U.S.'s egg prices are because of a different reason.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's because they got retarded rules.
Because they murdered all the chickens.
Not just that, the United States has different rules on how eggs have to be cleaned, right? So pretty much every other country, what they do is they let the protective layer on top of the egg stay, so it doesn't get salmonella or other shit on it, right? And deep into the egg. The United States just decided, now fuck that, you need to clean away the protective layer. Right? And no other country on earth does this. So when eggs fucking, there's a shortage of eggs because they're killing all the fucking chickens for no reason, no other country can come in and be like, hey, we're going to sell to the U.S. market now.
That sounds exactly like us. Just completely unnecessary problems.
I will say this is one of the only reasons why Europe has like any kind of merit is because of its food security, but even then I'm like, bruh. I go to a restaurant in Europe and there's a funny unidentifiable sauce with some of the food, I instantly have some problems, you know, getting pimples like crazy. Whereas if I go into other places, there's only a very limited number of countries which, you know, affords me this, I don't get that kind of issue. The US, they also kind of have that issue in many ways. Because everything is full of preservatives. Like, you look at products in some other countries with different regulation and compare them to the US, the ingredient list for products in the US is twice as long as the ingredient list in various other countries, which is honestly quite fucked up.
It's absurd how much poison we're eating and we don't know it. I've been health conscious for decades. And I keep making discoveries about, oh, that's why I feel bad a lot, because there's something bad in this too.
Have you heard of Yellow 5?
Yes, I know all about that. My last girlfriend was fatally allergic to all of the numbered food dyes.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I heard about a lot of those. One time I forgot about it and I ate a gummy bear and I kissed her like 2 hours later and her mouth went numb.
Ooh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I saw that you tried out the methylene blue and then you decided not to continue with it.
Yeah. Yeah, did you have questions or?
No, I was just curious why.
I didn't think that the positive benefit, I didn't think the benefits were so good that they were worth any health risk, number one, and number two, the hangover was pretty unpleasant. Like, you get this serotonin rush and you feel really chill and really zen and you just go, well, I really don't want to work right now, but also it doesn't matter that I don't want to work. It doesn't feel bad to do things I don't want to do because I have so much serotonin in my system. And that lasts for a good long while, but then when it goes away, it's like nothing is good enough. And this food sucks and my apartment sucks and everything sucks. So I didn't like that.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Where did you get it from? Because there's a difference between there's different grades of it, right?
Yeah. I got USP grade.
Okay. So
and I bought it off Amazon, so like I didn't go all out and get like the highest, but it was just like $10 for a month's supply.
Right. I'm not sure I trust Amazon with that though.
Yeah, I know, but I figured like if it says USP grade on it, they could get sued if it's not. But
yeah, but when has that stopped anyone?
Sometimes it stops people. Sometimes it's like it might not be.
Look at all the Chinese shit. Look at all the Chinese shit on Amazon, right? That's true. Not the Chinese sellers.
It's true.
I have to confess something right here.
You what?
So Adrian, before we had the badge, the verified orgs were in the premium were block ads. I was getting these ads from X, from Cheech and Chong's, and there's like some legal gummy in the U.S. where it's at a certain ratio and it's legal federally wherever, and I ordered it right off of Twitter. It's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, the poisons are fucking crazy. I started doing 3-day fasts a little while ago, and after my first one, the first thing I ate was some of that butter popcorn. I don't know if you guys know the butter, caramel, and cheese flavored popcorn tubs. Does everyone know what those are?
Yes, I do, and I absolutely fucking hate them.
Yeah, I don't like them either, but my Airbnb left some for me as a thank you or whatever, and so it was the first thing I ate when I came off my fast, and I have never had a reaction to any food before. I'm invincible. My digestive system is invincible.
I was about to say.
And my throat like almost swelled shut from the butter flavor, and I was like, oh, that's not food at all. There's no,
It's literally one of the worst things you could have done to your body right off the fast. Holy shit. The fact that you're still here telling us about it is great.
Do you know what refeeding syndrome is?
No.
That explains everything.
Okay, that explains a lot. So basically, if you ever, for a long amount of time, don't eat anything, whether that's starvation or eat very little, whether that's starvation or fasting, and then you introduce food into your system, you can suffer something called refeeding syndrome. And this is especially